In the previous lab, we had set up and installed SQL Server 2019. And at the very end of the install, we were greeted with this button here to install SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio. You could install it from here. It's pretty smooth, but we're going to take a look at downloading and installing that yourself. So let's go back and let's close out of this window, and let's jump back to Google. And from Google, we are going to search SSMS, and you can search the full word, but it's pretty popular, so it should come up as SQL Server Management Studio as the first search result. This is going to be the IDE we use to connect to our database and query and write SQL against. So you can download that from this link right here. It'll get you the latest version. And that will kick off another download about 0.5 GB. So let's let that download for a few seconds, and then we will come right back to this lab. Once the download has completed, double click on the download to launch the installer on your computer. That will launch a installer similar to this. You could keep the location exactly where it is and just click on install to install. This will kick off the installer, which will also run for a few minutes. Any items that you're prompted with, you can leave as the default and click next all the way through. So let's give this a few seconds for itself also to set up and install on the local computer. With setup complete, that now means Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio is now installed on your machine. So let's go ahead and close this window. And you can now go to search and type in SSMS, and that should launch SQL Server, which is happening on the other screen right now. But if we give it a second, it should launch. After a few seconds, the launcher window will appear and will continue to load. And that will load SQL Server Management Studio onto your screen. We will explore connecting to this a little bit later on, but initially, to get the lay of the land, over here you should be able to connect to your database engine, and you're going to have a handful of these. But usually the default one is going to be the local server computer name, and you can just click on connect, and that should connect to any SQL Server environment that you have on your machine.